identify some of the individuals because they were shooting from behind the crowd. Projectiles at officers. Were you able to arrest anybody using we have a few different force groups going right now. I've learned of one arrest for a person that used some sort of aerosol device. I would imagine like a flamethrower, a improvised flamethrower, homemade one, and that person was arrested for that charge, a specific charge I don't know. I know that there were several other people who were detained and cited for failing to disperse off the roadway, so that was traffic citations. So that's all I know at this time. Now a dispersal order was given, and I have to join the other group right now. We're in the process of dealing with the group that was given a lawful dispersal order, and if they fail to disperse the people that were here on Main, they have now, I believe, gone to one of the nearby streets, which I need to catch up to the group. But if they fail to disperse, they can be lawfully arrested if they fail to obey the dispersal order. Thank you, Captain. It's Stephen Ruiz. Several people that were protesting in front of the federal building, and we also had people protesting at Pershing Square. And one time the group was estimated to be, one of the groups was estimated to be over 1,000 people that ascended on to City Hall. We had some individuals that went onto the freeway. So all day it's been a cat and mouse game chasing the individual to get them to get off the freeway so as not to cause traffic accidents or injure themselves. Here on what we actually have. And what led us here to Main Street is we've had a group that continued to run along the street, running in the roadway, blocking traffic, failing to comply with officers' commands. Every time we attempted to bring our sound truck up to give a dispersal order, they would run to another street and leapfrog. So ultimately, we were able to corral a group that seemed to be a problematic group, maybe over 100 people that were left as part of the rambunctious group who were throwing objects at police, shooting fireworks. Police, unfortunately, were not able to positively identify some of the individuals because they were shooting from behind a crowd, projectiles at officers. Were you able to arrest anybody in that crash? We have a few different mobile field force groups going right now. I've learned of one arrest for a person that used some sort of aerosol device, and you would imagine, like a flamethrower, an improvised flamethrower, a homemade one, and that person was arrested for that charge. A specific charge I don't know. I know that there were several other people who were detained and cited for failing to disperse off the roadway, so that was traffic citations. So that's all I know at this time. Now a dispersal order was given, and I have to join the other group right now, but we're in the process of dealing with the group that was given a lawful dispersal order, and if they fail to disperse the people that were here on Main, they have now, I believe, gone to one of the nearby streets, which I need to catch up to the group, but if they fail to disperse, they can be lawfully arrested if they fail to obey the dispersal order. Thank you, Captain Stephen Ruiz, Central. Yeah, it's Stephen Ruiz.
What's up? Check. Check, check. Okay. Couldn't see my indicator there for a minute. What's up, folks? Cheers to ya. What do you guys got? I know, I know, no, I know, no, I know, no, no, I know, I know, no, I know, no, I know, no, no. I know. I do. It's better to have mindless contentment than to be mindless. Or is that the same thing? I don't know. What I do know is James is in the house with another new account. That motherfucker's always getting it on. Nels is here, and Be Nice is here, and Putin is here, and he dropped a link on the Bolton indictment, and I'm going to get into that right away as soon as I say hi to everybody. And I'll definitely be bringing up the, I heard it's pretty lengthy, 26 pages, so I don't know that I'll read it all, but I got a little summary I want to read. B says the White House chat is a shithole. Nobody's disagreeing. Nobody's arguing B on that. Laura is in the house. Dave Oz has properly joined chat. Glory is here. And anybody else lurking and watching. I ask all you beautiful folks tonight, has Trump violated any laws by asking the DOJ to arrest his enemies? Yesterday it must have been. Wasn't the first time, but he, again, on national television, instructed Pam Bondi to arrest anyone that has investigated or tried to bring charges against him or his family. He went on to tear about Don Jr. You guys got to stop picking on Jr. He's had a rough life with me as a father. So you can see we are on, it's day 15, 20 hours, 9 minutes, and 12 seconds of the Republican-led government shutdown. Even though, as you guys know, if I'm being honest, right, even though the Republicans have the executive branch, they have the House, they have the Senate, and the Supreme Court is pretty heavily right-leaning, to put it mildly. But it's the Democrats' fault for the shutdown. This sucks. I don't think we haven't talked on it much, even though I don't think there's much to discuss. I think it's one of those situations for the Democrats where there's just no good choices. And to bow and bend to the Republicans' clear support for Trump's autocracy circus, the temporary relief we would get from that by having the government go back to work is not worth the harm that it will do, right? And I mean, we're already in a fucking fuck mess anyways, right? Like, keeping our chin above the fucking turds right now. Doing the best we can not to fucking get any in our mouth. So I think for Trump to do that on national TV again, the Democrats should not be supporting anything the Republicans suggest. I mean, it is a clear overthrow of our democracy, or an attempt. And we're midstream. It's not like this shit all of a sudden, it's not like the fucking Revolutionary War where all of a sudden that first shot was fired and all hell breaks loose. I mean, all hell's breaking loose, but on a really grand scale daily, right? It just keeps ramping up. So, yeah, I think the Democrats are right on not just not supporting anything that the Republicans put forth that isn't good for America, period. So I think it's an easy, I'm glad that they're holding strong this time, because the last time they caved, and I don't totally disagree with them, go ahead and caving last time. But this time it was, they needed to stand strong. So far they are, and it looks like it's going to continue. And boy, it'd be nice if we could get to a point where we could start fucking weeding out people like Schumer, right? I mean, this is, in term limits wouldn't necessarily manage folks like Schumer any better, but what I'm trying to say is that he was a good senator for a long time. He's still a decent senator, but he's out of touch, clearly, right? James says he watched SCOTUS's oral arguments, and oh boy, it isn't looking good. You mean for the redistricting? I started stream. I streamed for about 2 hours yesterday, and then my fucking internet connection flaked for just a minute, because we just upgraded our service, and I don't know if that had something to do with it, but it flaked long enough to where the stream ended. I'm not restarting it, but it was kind of mixed, James, if that's what you're talking about. Was the voter suppression case. Jay, what's up, brother? Cheers to you. Jay says, after half of the total days of shutdown in the U.S. government, entire 249 years of history happened while Trump was president. The last Democratic shutdown happened in 1991. The last 8 government shutdowns happened while Republicans controlled the House of Representatives. Wow. That is a good stat, Jay. Thanks, brother. Again, Jay says that the last 8 in a row government shutdowns happened while the Republicans controlled the House of Representatives. B says gold is at a fucking whopping $43.60 an ounce. Some other shit's taking a hit. Yeah, this is going to be, I don't know how much it really, we'll see. Maybe, hopefully I'll pay really good attention this time when the market does finally settle. I don't want to say crash, but it's going to come down a ways, right? Maybe 4,000 or 5,000 points or something here before too long. I've never believed for a second that how these large companies do affects hiring and research and development is what sparks hiring, at least, is a demand for a product. So it's another thing that pisses me off about the fucking Democrats. It's like, why don't they hammer down on that? I mean, corporate welfare is a pretty big fucking deal in our country, right? I mean, seriously, to me, it's a big fucking deal spending wise. I mean, that's what a lot of us are up in arms about with the fucking big disgusting bill, is all the fucking, tax breaks for the rich. So yeah, it really pisses me off about the Dems with that. It's like, why aren't we hammering down on that bullshit? The only thing that creates jobs is demand. And if there is 1 cent or penny that profit margin that's able to be made, then a company will do it. Somebody will do it. If there is some sort of profit to be made after everybody's been paid, you get a paycheck, the fucking overhead's taken care of, somebody will do it. Giving them tax break doesn't giving corporations tax breaks doesn't create demand for a fucking thing. All right, so let me before I get off title topic, then of course you know how TV is. We'll be all fluid and shit. Hold on. I just have to move this to a different file so I can read it. I know. No. Oh yeah, I need to do a little. I have no idea where the Hamas-Israeli ceasefire is at the moment either. All right, so here is what the Bolton indictment alleges. And if you guys again, I think Putin posted the full indictment. And I'm going to share that again. Oops. God damn it. Sorry, Niles. I just fucking removed you. Hold on. All right. Shh. Oh, what the fuck? It's not. God damn it. Maybe Putin can repost that. It's not giving me the shortened version of the link for some reason. I don't know. I'm having mouse difficulties. Anyways, or if you scroll up, Putin, just a few minutes ago, Putin posted the full indictment of Bolton. But basically, this is a summary of it. On October 16th, 2025, a federal grand jury in Maryland returned an 18-count indictment against former National Security Advisor John Bolton. The charges break down into 8 counts of unlawful transmission of national defense information and 10 counts of unlawful retention of national defense information. So this comes down to he mishandled classified documents, right? Same thing that Trump was indicted for and was let off the hook because, well, oh, for fuck's sake, I can't get into that. I'm so pissed, you guys, about, I can't get off on it right now. Anyways, the government alleges that Bolton, after leaving office, shared over 1,000 pages of a diary-style notes containing classified content with family members via email messages systems not cleared for that material. So he did, it sounds like he was a real fucking meathead. Like, not many on the left really like Bolton at all. He's a real fucking dirty dog, but it doesn't sound like he was near as fucking bright as even I would have just kind of guessed him or assumed him to be. Like, motherfuckers way more fucking knowledgeable about a lot of crazy fucking, complicated detail stuff than I am. But to use AOL and to be sharing classified documents, what, man, I just can't imagine that. Like, you would think, like, I guess it's obvious because you would think that the more you know about how cybersecurity and threats work, that, like, even if you were like a brilliant hacker, that would be the person that would not share stuff online, because it's just, well, I don't know, but I assume it's just out there. It seems to be that the shit never goes away, right? So for that idiot stick to do that, and though it's question, like, we have to see the evidence. This is probably the most legit indictment that Trump has instigated or pressed for this term, right? Like, it's an actual pretty legit indictment. He clearly retained documents that he was asked to give back, and to me that seems to be the key issue in this right now, is that he he was asked by the archives to return whatever, and I don't know the exact details of if there were specific documents listed that he was being requested to return, but he didn't. So in Trump's case, it was, obstruction of justice. I don't know that Bolton went that far, but it seems that even from his point of view, or what little, you could hear from him, and I just watched a good interview with Bolton on News Radio with this Brit interviewer, but she did a great job. It was fun. And I'm not a Bolton fan, but it was a good interview, though they didn't talk much about his situation. It doesn't look good for Bolton, and I'm just shocked that maybe, and he does seem like the kind of arrogant bastard that thought that, just never be, rather because he thinks he's a Republican, or, Trump isn't going to go there with him. But yeah, they did. So some of the material was retained at his residence and offices. The investigators recovered documents marked secret, confidential, and classified during the FBI searches in August of 2025. The prosecutors contended that Bolton knew the classified nature of those materials, and that his prior public statements criticizing mishandlings of classified information make his case stronger. So and this is also an issue that really Trump and Bolton both are accusing each other of doing the same thing that they have both clearly done. So, whatever. Wrap them all up. It just, I would rather had seen, the big fish like Trump get caught and prosecuted first, but whatever. Maybe, hopefully we'll get there. I'm torn between hoping Trump fucking chokes on his next fucking chicken wing and hoping he lives long enough to be out of office so he can be fucking tried again. Seriously. I don't get it, you guys. This isn't like, oh, he just, isn't like Clinton fucking somebody with a cigar. He is doing his damnedest to end our democracy. You know what I mean? It's like a huge difference, right? Fucking pisses me off. Trump's fucking rallying his fucking, sons of Mad Max or whatever the fuck that dude's name is, the water god. That's what the chuds are. It's a fucking nonstop attack on our democracy and our freedoms. the cornerstones of our country. He is fucking not chiseling away. He has a whole fucking crew out there every day on all four corners of our fucking democracy, just fucking banging away at it. Bolton has denied any wrongdoing, arguing that the documents in question were unclassified by the time of disclosure or were cleared via pre-publication review. That is true that when Bolton went to do his book, he had to have certain information cleared by the archives. And though I can't remember the details, I think that they had waited so long, like maybe 2 years or something, for a response to what he had sent to them or filed, and then they wanted some changes or wanted some things removed, but it was very little. It's been so long since I got the details on that, but yeah, there wasn't much really, but it seems like, if I recall, it was some shit that would have been sensitive, but also damning of Trump. So, there you go. But I don't even know that has as much to do with it as I would have thought then, or even up to today, as when we see what the charges actually are. So, let me read that again. Bolton denied wrongdoing, arguing the documents in question were unclassified by the time of disclosure. So, though they weren't unclassified when he was in possession of them, I guess probably illegally, or shouldn't have been in possession of them any longer. By the time his book was printed or whatever, or he disclosed them, they were unclassified or declassified. So cleared via pre-publication review, which means again that the government, whatever, the archives has the power to, approve or reject any request to declassify information. So, or allow classified information to be out. And I guess it would declassify it, wouldn't it? That the investigation is politically motivated. If convicted, some of the charges carry potential sentences up to 10 years per count. Scathing but basically, we thought that, or at least I thought that this was just to tie Bolton up, give him a headache, right? And certainly it's that too, but the hypocrisy from Trump, right? I mean, that's something that makes me sick too, when that son of a bitch gets up and does his pressers and starts talking about illegals raping people. Like, he went on hardcore. How does he do that? Well, now we know, of course, he seems to be concerned with the likely or unlikeliness of him getting into heaven. I wonder if it's because he raped E. Jean, or if it's because he molested girls, all the lying he did. I wonder if he's involved in any sort of murders or shit like that. Probably for sure tied to dirty money, right? In that sense, did he really have anything to do with Ivana's death? So, but yeah, Trump thinks classified documents is optional when it suits him, but Trump has faced his own major troubles over classified documents. Those hundreds of pages his team didn't quite declassify. Yet here he is criticizing others for mishandling classified materials. And if he's Captain Integrity and not Captain Oops, I kept the nuclear secrets in a bathroom box. Is that what he was? I mean, is that why they were getting flushed down the toilet? Like, was he short on toilet paper? I mean, we've seen that though he's rich, he's a cheap bastard, cheaper than my Dutch ass. So he's repeatedly claimed that he's the victim of political prosecutions when he was running a full-blown keep all the top secret docs for fun. Yeah, he's a show-off, right? Um, the nuclear documents, it's about being a show-off. I mean, here again today we see that he is got a fucking hard on after talking to fucking Putin. It's like this son of a bitch has battered wife syndrome. And I don't make light, like he is abused by the people he admires, and it only emboldens him or encourages him to be more submissive. I'm serious. When one of his former aides is charged for allegedly mishandling secrets, it's all righteous indignation, right? So Trump's frequent refrain, "No one is above the law," rings particularly hollow when he himself has claimed immunity or privileged treatment. You can almost hear the muffled laughter from the DOJ's evidence bag when he makes that statement. Yeah. How are these people doing it? How are people like Kash Patel and Pam Bondi? Oh my God, I could get in. I mean, like, we are in such a fucking odd place, not only in American history, but in human history, in the evolution of our species. What is wrong with these folks? It is pure. I mean, I keep asking, well, what is this massive thing for these folks to retain or obtain that they're willing to sell? I mean, I don't want to get all weird, but do these people have a soul like the way we would think of it? Even though I'm not a religious person and most of you guys aren't, you know what I mean? Like, are they defective where they just don't have a conscience? Or is it like most of us, but at an extreme level with these folks, that they just don't give a shit, that, like the fucking ring in Lord of the Rings, right? It's just too powerful for them to resist the money and the social status. I don't get it. I mean, is it that because once you're in that circle, it doesn't matter what the fuck the 98% of the fucking world's population thinks of you? And maybe it doesn't affect, no matter who you are, left, right, super rich, just if you have some sort of inner circle, maybe that's all that matters. You're just loved even though you're a fucking really lousy person. Or fake loved, it doesn't matter. As long as what you deal with every day is fucking praise, smiles, compliments, who gives a fuck what the truth is? I don't know. I couldn't live like that. Trump has encouraged the prosecution of his critics, Comey, Letitia James, and now Bolton, and treated these legal pursuits as political weapons while simultaneously portraying himself as the target of witch hunts. It's like a mob boss demanding fair trials while ordering hits on his enemies. He revoked Bolton's security clearance, disparaged him publicly for any charges emerged, and conveniently preemptive strike against a critic. Meanwhile, his own classified files loomed like ticking time bombs, and when the FBI came calling, he whined about injustice. In short, Trump likes to lecture others on this sanctity of classified information until it's his turn to answer questions. Then suddenly everything's a hoax or it's political prosecution. Hypocrisy doesn't even begin to cover it. This is full symphonic level hypocrisy, complete with brass and percussion. It's well, on the other hand, you guys, I don't know if it was B I was talking to in the shit chat. MSM is all over the place now with calling Trump an autocrat. I mean, this is where we are. Take these fucking news clips from the last 2 days, and play them 4 years ago, and it would be absolutely shocking. But so far, it doesn't seem to be getting much traction. But I've been saying it since fucking January 20th. This is what's going to happen. This is what's happening. What do you need is all, I mean, I doubt I would rank in the middle of most of the chat most of the time as far as fucking knowledge, intelligence, comprehension skills goes. I'd be lucky to get a C- with all you folks most of the time. So you guys understand and know what the simple definition of police state, what autocracy is, kleptocracy. How are we not in that? I think it'd be a lot shorter answer, easier question to answer if I ask, how is this not an autocracy in full motion, in full swing? How is it not? So because I haven't got much pushback on that, I just am going to assume that most folks agree I'm pretty much right on. And I'm not the only one. This is certainly how I felt for a long time, but I pay attention to a lot of other folks. You know, I get a better understanding of it every day. So our next, really, the big question is not a question of are we in a full-blown autocracy or autocratic move right now, a kleptocracy, right? Moving towards, we are a kleptocracy. Trump is a kleptocrat, period. That's for sure. I think that's done, solidified, and he's using that to, become a dictator. So I don't think that's a question anymore. I think the question is, what do we do? Are we able to work within the laws, or should we continue to work within the laws to protect those laws, protect ourselves when our enemy isn't? I'm not sure that makes sense. Is it a slippery slope? Is it being hypocrites when we are trying to fight an enemy that isn't like on our battlefield, right? Like they're pounding, the Trump administration is pounding us from locations that a lot of us are still seem to be chained by the Constitution from going and fighting in, I don't know. I think that, and I won't ever encourage anybody to break the law, but my thoughts are, and I want to be clear on this, that I don't think it makes any sense trying to fight Trump, who is fighting us outside the law. I don't think it makes any sense, or there's any moral question at all about what we have to do or what should be done. I mean, what are we waiting for? People are being terrorized on the streets and dying. How much worse does it have to get? Does it have to affect your family directly or mine? Do you get what I'm saying? I mean, that's the only next step, right? That's the only degree of separation at this point. Not trying to be over dramatic, you guys. It just tell me how I'm wrong. Tell me what I'm fucking missing. What's the remaining degree or degrees of separation with most of us from this shit? Yeah, you can buy a fucking cold Big Mac on a fucking gold plated platter for $1 million if you want to hang out with Diaper Don in the fucking Narcy clown circus. Putin says one of the nastiest cases of violating the Espionage Act was the case against whistleblower Thomas Drake, former NSA. I just talked to my kid tonight for a minute, or this afternoon. He is still off work, 15 days, 20 hours, and 42 minutes. We've gone through this with him a couple of times. He's a fucking such a good kid. I wish, I love hanging out and yapping with you guys all these years, I do. I wish so much sometimes I could fucking really share some of these awesome people in my life with you guys. He's a character anyways. He fucking holds strong, man. He does not fucking cry about shit. B says, I think it's way above the average citizen's ability. There has to be a higher power involved in this whole situation, and I don't mean God. Yeah. I'm not sure if I missed something there, B. Oh, B says, I don't know how much more I can take. Yeah. Well, it is about, that's why we have a democracy, B. That's why we have elected officials, right, sister? And I know you know this, is because it's not possible it's not efficient. It would never work for all of us to have a say in everything anymore, right? Like, if there was ever a time where that was possible, it wasn't very long lasting. But something they did do for longer than that is when we had to have representatives, or immediately knew that we had to have representatives, you were forced to fucking serve as a politician, right? And I understand that's a huge long time ago, not only in years, but in evolution of society. But the concept remains the same to me as far as responsibility. And look, I've been more than open about how fucking dysfunctional I was with my responsibilities as a citizen. I don't know. I was going to say I've more than made up for that. I don't know if you can make up for that. But it doesn't matter. You just don't stop doing better once you fucking realize how important something so simple like voting is. But, and you hear, just go out and vote. We don't care if you're a Republican, an independent, a Democrat. Just go out and vote and make sure your ballot's filled out properly and completely. But I can't say just that, because I think it's important that we have some sort of fucking sound information that we're basing our vote on, for fuck's sake. I don't know what to do either, B. Honestly, I'm not a religious person either, sister, but I am a spiritual person, and I over and over cannot help but think we are beyond the brink. I mean, we can't even fucking handle ourselves. We are not even capable of living with each other in society, within our own society. And then you add the fucking multiple, you know, world societies on top of it. That's just one thing. What about the environment that we're completely destroying? What about fucking facing down, real threats from outer space? And I don't want to get too far into that, but like, if we took all this fucking energy and money that, and pain that we're fucking spending fucking slaughtering each other and fucking bashing each other, and focused on how to fucking take care of ourselves, instead of this is what, the advanced Western society seems to think is taking care of ourselves, is fucking building weapons and being fucking irate and being aggressive. It's like, that's not help. None of this is helping us. None of it. Like, it's very seldom that, even the Democrat policies most of the time are just too weak to make any huge difference for a fucking rational fucking future. You know what I mean? And you guys all know this. That and the thing is you can be positive or negative, and I usually prefer to be positive and say that, look, whatever we can get, if we can only get one or two steps, positive steps forward, then why would I bitch about that and say that that's not good enough, or say we can't do this because it's not enough? It's not enough, but for sure you guys know that that's where I stand. We much rather keep trying. What am I going to do? Wake up in the morning, I can fucking say fuck it, or we can keep fighting, even if you believe 100% it's all in vain, right? Humans are fucked because we fuck ourselves. Doesn't mean it isn't, anything's possible. Can we get out of this? Probably. Will we? I doubt it. How's our poll doing? How's your poll? We ask all participants, has Trump violated any laws by asking the DOJ to arrest his enemies? 92% say yes, 8% say no. I haven't kept up with Chad enough to know if anybody gave their opinion on what laws may have been violated. I don't know. I needed a poll question, and I thought, I guess weaponization of the government or the judicial system is, judicial system. Certainly our top law enforcement agencies. I guess there's nothing legislated much directly to that. Certainly any of the actions or words, but again, Trump has, blanket immunity, so there is, he's never outside the law anymore, according to SCOTUS. Even though it made me really fucking sick listening to the redistricting arguments yesterday from the Supreme Court justice, and one of them said something about the House of Representatives at that time put a check on the SCOTUS about it. This was, I don't know who it was. It was Kagan. There's a lot of fucking good input from Kagan, Barrett, and Jackson yesterday. But even from Kagan, who I love, brilliant lady, right? The fact that she had, came out and said that, look, the Congress has the reins of the Supreme Court justice. And it's not completely true. Congress legislate laws that the Supreme Court then has to enforce, but they interpret them how they're interpreted. I guess because our founding fathers and those that made up any sort of governing body way back then just clearly had to be far more intelligent folks than what we have today. I mean, I guess, yeah, I know. Marjorie Taylor Greene isn't quite a Thomas Jefferson. Oh my God. Who the fuck thought that Boebert wouldn't quite live up to fucking Ben Franklin's fucking... Oh, man. So they couldn't imagine how, they could not have imagined a whole fucking, party of Congress fucking sucking the president's dick. Oh my God. I don't think any of us understand how this has happened. Other than is it like, I forget, is it a synchronicity thing? Like it just happened to be the perfect time and moment with the perfect fucking weak-minded people like the Boeberts and the Gomers and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Jordan and you guys named right Scalise and fucking Comer and yeah. James says 211-mile long road through the middle of Alaska for mining. Do you think they give a fuck about the environment, Putin? We are so fucked, seriously. Putin says Arizona AG Maez is giving Mike Johnson 2 days to swear in, represent, or face litigation. He should fucking file. He should file that goddamn. I don't know if the AG is a he or she. They should file the goddamn litigation papers today, Putin. Fuck the 2 more days. B says they must have found the right drug for Marjorie Taylor Greene. Right on, sister, right on. Marjorie Taylor Greene has been cured, y'all. Well, I don't know. She's in remission. Tylenol and Stacks. You guys heard the song Aspirin Damage by Alice Cooper from the 80s? It's good. I posted the other day when the chuds were going off about the Tylenol shit. Nell says she's crazy, but I'd go to the theater with Boebert. I hear you, brother. Whatever. There's nothing wrong with being a little bit primal. We all have needs, Nelson. I'm not a boob guy, but yeah. Jay says I gotta move on because I'm in one of those moods where like Nels could get me going right down the fucking path that you guys don't see from TV very often. I'm a dirty-minded fucking dark humor bastard. I just have self-control. All right, I got to move on because see, Nelson's got me fucking doing a little nostalgia trip about all my bad ways. Jay says Americans were not prepared to resist. Repeat the lie, it becomes the truth technique. James says, thank goodness we have the tremendous spigot. Fucking A. The spigot's of truth. Spigot's of truth, James. Why am I... Oh. Yeah, my lights. I am fucking lit up, ain't I? I'm just fucking glowing. Is it... How many of you guys are wearing sunglasses right now? Raise your hand. It's helping hide the fucking bags, though. The glare. I'm telling you, I looked really fucking... You think I looked like shit the other day, B? Yes, you did. Yes, you do. Oh, maybe I don't. Yeah, it's even orangier. It's not as bright. I did have some filters on, but holy fucking shithole. Wow. That's a little better. I mean, the color still looks like shit, but at least I'm not fucking glowing. All I wanna do is chew some gum. I got a feeling I'm not the only one. I like a good beer buzz early in the morning. Mm-hmm. 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 Jesus fucking Christ. Can you imagine? I've done some fucked up shit, man, but getting a fucking hand job in a fucking theater, even if it was like, even if it was a fucking, I was gonna say, even if I'm trying to fucking, I'm working through the options, 18 and over. Well, that doesn't work for me either. That's still creepy as fuck. 21 and older. That means you're in a fucking porn theater. And why would you be sitting down anywheres in a porn theater or touching anything? Fucking weird, man. I don't know. Like, dude, it's Bobert. You're fucking getting laid after the movie. Just wait, for fuck's sake. You should have fucking did her deal before the movie in the car, and then you could have got it on afterwards or whatever. Nelson's like, yeah, I'd have been banging her before the movie, getting a handy during the movie, and then doing it again afterwards. Every day is a winding road. How cool is Sheryl Crow? Jesus Christ. Wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. No Kings protest. Saturday. This Saturday, October 18th. We are like Shizzy Diz Friday night, 9 o'clock, 24 hours. We are about 36 hours away from kickoff of the protests, the march. No Kings March. No King's Day March. No King's Day demonstrations. Over 2,200 officially scheduled events. All independently organized across the country, scheduled. So 36 hours away from the ones that are going to kick off here on East Coast time. You guys can bet your sweet potatoes, patootie, pootie, that TV is going to be live and loud all goddamn day and night Saturday. And I'll be at it early. I'm trying to get my fucking little studio kitchen set up, and I say studio kitchen because I'm gonna start doing fucking Sunday morning, some Sunday Bloody Mary Sunday breakfast with TV2 on Sunday mornings. It'd be early. It's gonna be way early for the West Coasters, but I don't give a shit. I have to do it early. Like I don't. They're like it doesn't have the same fucking atmosphere if I were to wait until like 11 o'clock my time to make breakfast and do a little stream and have a cocktail with you guys. So it's got to be early. That's the fun of it. Like 7, 8 o'clock on a Sunday morning, the world or America is at rest, and so it's awesome. I'm ready to do that, and I think this weekend may be a good time to try that. So let's see if I can get some sort of little studio. By studio kitchen, I mean so I can fucking do a little filming and yapping while I'm cooking. Keep it real with you guys. Get y'all into my fucking world. I know, that's a scary thought, isn't it? All right, you guys, we're like an hour and just over an hour into this. Stream. We are by no means anywhere's near done. It is Thursday, October 16th, and we are 382 days and 3 hours and 56 minutes, 44 seconds from the midterm elections, which, boy, I'll tell you what, it's not that I believe or like listen to Trumpers or am afraid, but they do. I'll tell you, they have kept me grounded in this sense. Again, talking to fucking Bert's the big racist, he was saying again, like, I just don't see how even though history says, and we all know that, the incumbent party, the executive incumbent party always loses seats during the midterms. And even though Biden did lose seats during his midterm election or during the midterms during his administration, his term, it was nowhere near as bad as what the normal average is. And so even if you had a Biden style or a Biden level midterm win, you could call that, the best possible outcome, right? Even if Trump has that, which we just don't see in a very long time, I don't even know how far back you'd have to go. It'd be a lot of years, 80, 90, 100 plus years, where you would see some sort of really odd upset, right? And it would probably be incident related, right? To a war or some sort of major, like the stock market or whatever crashing. So Trump having any sort of, even having a Biden level success next year, November 3rd, 2026, in the midterm elections, is gonna flip the House and Senate to the Democrats. You know what I mean? But is what I was trying to get at is that these folks have kept me grounded because look where the fuck we're at. I mean, we have a full-on dictator for a fucking president. And though he isn't able to act in that a dictator way completely yet, he's working on it, right? Like, we all know that a lot of dictators and these fucking tyrants come to power through democratic means or systems. Then they change them. Trump is in the process of changing that. So, that said, I am not comfortable Like, I'm not worried about what the fucking read is on Democrats or what the ratings, public opinion is of the Democrat Party. Do not give a fuck. It can't, whatever. I don't follow fucking poll numbers, anyways, for the most part. Once in a while, I read them for fun, kind of like a horoscope. I don't see how just being rational and things change. There can be fucking flukes. That's why I continue to stay grounded about what the reality is. The reality is we're a democracy and we don't know what will happen in the midterm elections. The reality also is that our history shows us that we have a lot of good reason to be hopeful, right? And that we can fucking change this shit. Get the son of a bitch out of office. Get it. Like, I'm all about. I don't want to. Normally, I wouldn't be like just so like go off on the goofy fucking far left fucking propaganda bullshit. Rather, the folks who spew the bullshit, just like being the worst of the worst about Trump or whatever, not afraid, and I don't care, whatever, comedy, satire, I'm okay with that. I do some of it myself, right? But you know I am all for, I am 100% hopeful. Like, it isn't just some big dream like about fucking like Democrats or liberals being fucking hanged at fucking Guantanamo Bay, right? Like, that's a fucking joke. A third Trump impeachment, without a doubt. I'm being completely honest when I think that is something that is hopeful to me. Absolutely. At any fucking time. Well, we'll know. There'll be an opportunity on January 6th, 2027, or there won't be. Or that'll be the last chance that we have to impeach Trump, I assume. Peter, what's up, brother? Peter says coffee and Bailey's. I have a Black Russian, which is coffee, liqueur, vodka, and coffee creamer, a little bit of sugar. It's sweet, warm, and creamy, just like me. All right, you guys hang tight. I have to go do a BRB. It'll be very quick, all right? I appreciate you folks coming by and hanging out with me tonight. You know I do. If you didn't hit the thumbs up or down, hit the thumbs up or down. You guys know you can share to your fucking channel. I'm watching you. I'm checking on your guys' posts on your channels. Don't be ashamed. If you hang out here, don't be ashamed of me. It's all right. I never guilt trip you guys, do I? Fucking share my shit, you guys. I love you and thank you in advance. All right, hang tight. I'll be right back. And I'm back. I need to get that, figure out how to get AI to give a summary of the chat. That shit's funny. Peter says, I fear this damage is almost generational. I hope I am wrong. It is for sure generational in some sense. Peter, like, for sure we can see that folks who are completely ignorant, self-loathing, self-centered, selfish are raising children, and some of those children are turning out just like them. Oh no, Laura says she just heard Ace Frehley died at 7. I don't know that I recall that either. Last month? Wow. Cold gin time again. You know we'll always be cold gin time again. You know it's the only thing that keeps us together. Dun, 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 dun. Wah, 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 wah. Ow! Feeling good. So tired. All right, I'll probably get in trouble for that. Kiss, AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, whatever. Heater's broke and I'm so tired. I need some fuel to start the fire. That's good shit. Rest in peace, Ace Frehley. Fuck Gene Simmons. Governor Newsom will have $11 diabetes pens available starting January 2026. Sweet. Peter says he's seen Kiss in 1975. Holy fuck, how cool would that be? I never seen Kiss. I would always been too young to see them when they were worth seeing, I think. Which would have been through the 70s, right? Anything after and basically including Heaven's on Fire. Heater's broke and I'm so tired. I'm telling you, I think I could do so. We did Strutter when I was playing the bars, but I didn't sing lead on that shit. Strutter. Yeah, man. So I don't even know where we are with the government shutdown. I was gonna stream the Senate earlier today too after the SCOTUS hearing, but my internet glitch ended that. They didn't stay live for long afterwards, or weren't in session for long, anyways. So I guess what are we looking at? Well, I suppose we're what, a week? Yeah, last Thursday or Friday was when that judge put a temporary restraining order in place on Trump sending National Guard into Chicago and Portland. So I think that was a 2-week restraining order. So maybe it's, you know, I don't know. I guess we're just waiting to hear from the Trump administration. Either he backs down, or, I mean, I don't know how much litigation you can do within 2 weeks time, or another week, I guess would be. So I don't know if they just wait for the temporary restraining order to fucking end and then Trump goes ahead as planned, or how that works. Putin says we have found that more than 170 U.S. citizens have been held by immigration agents. Putin, is there a number, brother? And I lean on you sometimes. I've been curious how many natural-born American citizens have been detained, cuffed, illegally, detained even for 5 minutes. I wonder if any of those 170 are natural. And not that it matters that much, but just to show, I mean, it doesn't matter. Once you're a fucking American citizen, you are, to me, it doesn't change anything. What would be some of the differences, you guys? You can't run for president, right? Is that the only one? Heater's broke and I'm so tired. This is from ProPublica. We found that more than 170 U.S. citizens have been held by immigration agents. They've been kicked, dragged, and detained for days. Reporting highlights Americans. Sorry, I had to blow that up. Americans detained. The government doesn't track how many citizens are held by immigration agents. Wow, that's weird. Is that a typo? The government doesn't track how many citizens are held by immigration agents. We found more than 170 cases this year where citizens were detained at raids and protests. Held incommunicado, more than 20 citizens have reported being held for over a day without being able to call their loved ones for a lawyer. In some cases, their families couldn't find them. Case wilted. Agents have arrested more than 130 Americans, including a dozen elected officials, holy fuck, for allegedly interfering with or assaulting officers, yet those cases were dropped. So I think that's really important. Is, what Nome is doing and Trump is also doing. This is, again, an autocrat tactic, right? You create a problem. You have to create instability where if there isn't any and you want to declare some sort of emergency or instill fear in the public, false flag, whatever you want to call it, right? So I think it's important that to emphasize that last paragraph there, that a dozen elected officials have been alleged for interfering with and or assaulting officers, yet all those cases were dropped. Or it says, yet those cases were often dropped. I don't know. There was the one ICE detention facility there, and you'll have to forgive me. I want to say Maryland or something, but I don't know. Somewhere on the East Coast. Anyways, because they wanted, representatives wanted access to the ICE facility, which they are legally entitled to. So when the Supreme Court recently allowed immigration agents in the Los Angeles area to take race into consideration during sweeps, Justice Brett Kavanaugh said that the citizens shouldn't be concerned. Again, when Supreme Court allowed immigration agents in Los Angeles area to take race into consideration, meaning racial profiling, so they weren't, you could have an extremely light-skinned illegal immigrant, and they wouldn't be picked up if they were light-haired, light complexion, right? But their partner, who may be darker, brown-skinned, whatever, right? Like my wife in the summer, they could be picked up or stopped purely because they're in an area where ICE is, or in an area where ICE thinks there is a heavy population of illegal immigrants, and they're just going to start, it's just going to be a blanket fucking sweep. So the awesome beer boofer Brett Kavanaugh says we shouldn't worry about our civil rights being violated. If the officers learn that the individual they stopped is a U.S. citizen or otherwise lawfully in the United States, Kavanaugh wrote, they promptly let the individual go. Well, Putin posting this article shows that Kavanaugh was sadly mistaken. Not that any of us with our fucking head not firmly planted in our rectum didn't already know that. But this is far from the reality many citizens have experienced. Americans have been dragged, tackled, beaten, tased, and shot by immigration. Well, this is what I fucking said earlier, was pissed about Putin. What do you think, brother? What do we fucking do? I mean, you know I'm not advocating going out and just fucking ransacking shit, vandalism, attacking just anyone and everyone that works for the government, or anyone, period. What do we do when we are clearly in a battle against someone who wants to be a dictator? And we know, again, we know that most dictators come to power through democratic means, and then they change the shit. So we are in the midst of Trump changing that shit, coming into power, Trump, a wannabe king dictator, coming into power through democratic means, and now clearly changing. I mean, there's just no argument against what Trump is doing, being a fucking police state and kleptocracy to advance his ability to be an autocrat, right? How long do we sit and wait? Because what would, like 6 months ago, what would we say the fucking red line would be? American citizens being detained? American citizens being shot and killed? So we've seen all those things happening. Is there another red line that we can cross, or that can be crossed? Or do we just, all the lines have been crossed, and now it just moves into darker and darker territory? I'm serious. I don't know. I'm a wound for sound person, and I don't want to be dramatic. I know maybe it sounds like I am sometimes, because this shit's, it's crazy to me. maybe I don't have a great understanding of it. Maybe that's why I'm a little bit more concerned than what a lot of folks seem to be. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe folks are just as concerned, but are asking the same question. What the fuck do we do? What do we do? And not asking that question like there's nothing we can do. It's what do we do? How long do we stay the course that right now of hoping protests will what is the difference what is the next switch we have to fucking flick? Is it are we hoping to change the minds, or are we waiting, trying to buy time to see if, folks that are elected officials on the right will begin to push back against Trump? These folks are in fear for their safety and their family safety. There is not a Republican. We've seen the last of the Republicans that are going to speak out against Trump, the Republican elected officials, folks that are currently in office. No one else is coming out against Trump, not publicly. These motherfuckers are struggling to even have votes to do their job. Again, I have to ask, do these folks have any sort of conscience, any sort of moral compass? And look, I get wanting to protect your family. I mean, I don't know. I suppose that's a tough question. I don't know. That's the fucking position you put yourself in through a long period of time. You are a Republican, you are an elected official. Trump is your party's leader. I don't want to see your fucking family threatened by fucking any left-wing lunatics either. I don't know how you can possibly not fucking speak up, though. I just don't. I mean, because you're a fucking elected official, your life and your family's lives are no more valuable than mine, and I sit here and fucking push back against you pricks every fucking day, knowing that there are all kinds of people that hate me and hate the folks that chat in here. I don't know how you can't fucking push back against it. I just don't. I don't know how you live with yourself. And I'm far from a fucking angel or a saint, but I don't get it. You aren't doing your family any favors or protecting them one fucking bit by fucking supporting a fucking terrorist, tyrant, dictator of a president. You aren't doing your fucking family a bit of good, you fucking dipshit. You're being you are putting your family and your future grandkids, great grandkids at risk. You are a coward. You are not brave. Thanks for that share, Putin. I appreciate you, my brother. Darlene says, TV2, the brainwashed zombie people can't see truth. Thank you for streaming. Thank you for being here, Darlene. I appreciate your support for sure. I appreciate all you guys coming in. Yeah, Darlene, thanks for the dono. But your time is the most valuable thing, lady. So. Yeah, I think Putin also brings up, let me catch up with you guys because I know y'all are fucking spewing some good shit. Peter says, soon Trump's vigilante ice holes will be wearing pointed white hoods with eye slips. Peter, me and Putin were talking about that the other night, brother, that these fucking ICE agents look like fucking, I mean, they look like fucking, they spend every fucking night pounding down a fucking 18 pack of fucking Natties light ice, right? Or natural light or whatever. I mean, these are fucking, these are the, am I 100, you guys know how I feel about just putting groups of people in a box. So it's not 100%, it's a lot. It's a large percent. It's better than fucking 3/4 of these people. You know why I'm basing that? Purely on fucking experience. I don't know everything. I haven't lived or experienced everything, but you can bet your ass at some fucking level I've experienced and learned a lot about humans and their fucking shortcomings, right? And their defects. And these motherfuckers that I've seen out here on the streets masked, without badges, without identification, unmarked vehicles, they are the same, whether they are the exact same people in every case or just the ilk, right? This type of mindset of our state militias. Again, you know, Colorado, Texas, Michigan is like the third largest militia in the country. It's big, you guys. It's fucking big. It's big. You're talking, I don't know, I want to say the last time I checked, it would have been 50,000 plus members just in Michigan. You got Colorado, Texas, and believe it or not, I think California has one of the largest militias. I can't be 100% on this shit, but you guys know that I never try to mislead you or just start pulling numbers and places out of my ass. You can bet it's Colorado, Texas, Michigan, and possibly California, but certainly Colorado, Texas, Michigan are in the top 4 or 5 militias in the country, and there's a lot in those states. And these are the people that we have seen that are applying the new ICE agents, the new federal agents, or DHS hires. These fucking militias. I know it sounds odd, but you have to understand the culture. These people are not like friendly with the government, but they see DHS and Trump's DHS and federalized troops as anything but the government. They're sadly mistaken and delusional, but because of just what it is, sure, Trump has control of these entities right now, or somewhat, right? A lot of that shit, you know, is being worked out in courts with the National Guard, for instance. But these people see what Trump is doing as, you know, going all in on the deep state, right? They're that fucked up. They're just as many of these folks, especially in the Michigan militia, and I can say it because I know what kind of fucking weirdos we have here in Michigan, especially when you get outside of the cities, right? There's a lot of fucked up people up here, just like in the fucking hills. Their mindset is all about, you know, the same as what we deal with in the fucking shit chat, White House chat. So. Yeah, Poon says it didn't include detainment at airports, border crossings. Right. No, I know. And it's the same way with actual deportations, right? Like there's a number. It's going to take me forever to catch up with chat, but you guys say always throwing out some good shit. So it's important for folks to know that, like Poon said, that those numbers, the 170 citizens arrested, doesn't include people detained and questioned at airports, border crossings, right? So, like, these are just, that 170 are just folks that have been fucking, you know, kind of grabbed up through a net fucking sweep, right? Within, how do they say it, on the interior of our country. In the same way with the total deportations, which I should take a look at that too in a minute. It was about 340,000 last week, 380,000, something like that. Around 90 to 100,000 were basically folks that were turned back at the border. So that it's not like they were really rounded up, right? So we see, just got to be clear about these numbers, and I appreciate Putin doing that. Peter says, if you are an immigrant arrested, accused of murder, you have the right to yeah, exactly. We have habeas corpus. We have rights for everyone. If you are within the borders of this country, it does not matter what you've done or how you got here. You are afforded a certain amount of rights. Do all those rights include the same rights as an American citizen? No, but it's close enough to where hopefully folks are going to get a fair trial, right? As fair as you can possibly get, right up to the point of being heard by a jury made up of Americans. So good luck with that, but whatever, If you came here illegally, I have a certain amount of sympathy, understanding, and patience to get you legalized. If you came here illegally and you're fucking shit up, yeah, I don't have much sympathy for you, but I'm thankful you will get a fair trial I'm thankful that you have the opportunity to have a fair trial, even though maybe you've been a complete fuck up and done nothing but harmed any society, whether your home country or here in America. Good luck. Plead your case. I'm so thankful that you have the ability to plead your case. Putin says, wait and see. Americans tend to be slow on their roll, but I think you will be seeing more. Right on, brother. I think Putin was responding to me questioning why folks aren't, again, I don't want to see fucking folks. This is a tough one for me because I want to encourage folks to be up in arms and pissed off, because you should be pissed off. If you're not pissed off, you're not paying attention, right? I don't want you to be pissed off for the sake of being pissed off. I don't see how you avoid it if you don't have your fucking head up your fucking ass. God damn it. I don't want to get on a fucking cussing rant, but what more do you need? What more do you folks need that are still supporting this cocksucker? What is wrong with you? Get a goddamn therapist, because whatever your issues are has nothing to do with our system, the Democrats, or Americans, or what we've done for 250 years, or almost 250 years. Get a goddamn therapist. If you can't afford a therapist, I'm sure short rope and a fucking stool is pretty cheap at fucking Home Depot. Seriously, you are when you are someone who is actively involved in helping to destroy or supporting those who are destroying America, right? It's as bad as it gets. Like, that's the last line. I try often to be humble, but at the same time is recognizing the responsible that we have as a country. People do look up to us, and when they make jokes about us and are disappointed, it's because they have good reason to be. You know what I mean? We have to do better. If we don't, that's it. Do I think the world revolves around America? Fuck no. Do I think we are the shining example? We have been. Our light is going. We have to fucking do something before that light completely goes out, right? It's not likely things will ever get so bad that it'll affect the rest of my life in any sort of significant way. So what am I fucking so up in arms about? What am I so irate about? Why am I fighting so hard? It isn't fucking personal for me. It's not like I'm, one of these fucking Trumpers feeling like the fucking world owes us or we've been screwed because our parents were fuck ups. My parents fucked up too, but they didn't stop, but they always loved me and always had a fucking solid grip on what it is to be a decent human. And more importantly, what it is, we weren't like this super fucking flying flags patriotic family. In that sense of flying flags and fucking wearing red, white, and blue on 4th of July and blah, blah. Some of us did some of that. It was just instilled in us. It was unspoken. And we were an imperfect family. Like I came from, a lot of fucking fucked up racist fucking remarks made in my family. A lot of those folks have grown, thank God. But one thing we didn't ever have to fucking question or wonder about was what it really means to be an American and what America really stands for. It isn't fucking white Christians. They're only part of it. I knew it was coming, you guys. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. I don't feel guilty one bit anymore about just hammering down. I have listened to so much fucking bullshit from the fucking right and these fucking just stupid punk ass streamers, right? God damn it, where are your parents? Do you know how hard it is to have adult children and then know that you have to fucking correct them or check them or fucking question them or ask them what the fuck they mean when they say some stupid shit? I don't know what to think. You people are defective. You're partially spineless. A part of me feels, has sympathy for you because you clearly went and I don't and I know it's not fair. Like it's a cheap shot, I guess, in a sense, me fucking, banging on people's parents. But what the fuck is wrong with you? If your parents are still alive and they have any idea, like even up until 2 years ago when my mom passed, we always checked each other. Always. And her being a Trump supporter, it never, like, we never got anything resolved. It was never heated because that's my mama and I'm her fucking oldest baby, right? How do you live with yourselves? How do you sit there and tell yourself that TV and fucking all the other fucking libs, wherever they be, I just have no understanding of our laws. Just a complete lack of understanding of basic English. How can I have any sort of fucking empathy for those people? How can I give a flying fuck one iota rather what happens to them when they spew that shit? How can I? It's like giving a fuck about a fucking mass murderer, you guys. It is. I don't give a fuck if people like Sin and Tide and those fucking trash ass motherfuckers are out there shooting guns at liberals or anybody that isn't a Trumper or not. What they are doing is just such a slight step away from that. We know the worst is the propaganda, the radicalization, because it does nothing but create hype and fucking ramps things up. It fuels the fucking false flag fires. I don't know how else to what else to think about these folks. You think any of you who've known me for a while know that this isn't easy for me, and I don't want to make it like poor Troy. How should I feel about these people? They fucking laugh at us for standing up, for being patient and holding on with our dear lives to the guardrails that our Constitution has. They laugh at us as we're fucking hanging over the edge, holding on to the democracy that fucking protects them. They just don't know it. You guys, some of you know, I've said 2 years ago at least, there's no more fence riders. You're either part of the problem or part of the solution. Putin says when you look at these ICE actions in neighborhoods, the people all come out and are quite hostile towards the ICE invasions. Yeah. Putin says he's digging the fights that governors are doing on various levels. B says the entire government is aware of everything that is going on. People dancing in the streets doesn't have any impact. Putin says, TV, do you want to see a cool 1 minute clip? Yeah, brother, I seen the post. I'll grab it in a second. I'm just trying to catch back up with you guys. Peter says the more effective protests are the human mascots, frogs, chickens, exactly, the Antifa frogs, baby. Future is here. Okay, I got that. Let me open that up a second. All right. I'll get back to Putin's clip in a minute. I got it open in another window. Darlene says, TV, your time is also valued and appreciated. Thank you, sister. Absolutely great response from protests. Bill says, oh, here's the normies. We are here, brother. Cheers to you, Bill. Darlene says, run for local office. I can't. I could be, I think I could be, I might be able to be someone that might be of value in like a campaign management, not managing, but I think I could be of some use in campaigning for folks, right? Or being a part of a campaign team. I don't know about running for office. I mean, I don't kid myself about my lack of understanding of the day-to-day and detailed processes of the government, right? Like, I understand, the Constitution again did a great job of outlining and providing a huge foundation for all our state and local governments. So anyway, yeah, Bill in the house. Mac is here. Spoon Lady from Asheville has videos on YouTube. Spoon Lady. I seen the Spoon Lady and that one cat doing he plays that fucking it's not like a steel guitar in the sense of a flat top guitar. It's like one of those steel F-hole. I forget what they call it. I don't know if Jay's still here. He'll know what I'm talking about. Mary is in the house. Bill says white supremacists have been waiting for a culture like ICE to appear. They couldn't make it in the military or police. Yeah, I see that a lot too, Bill. I don't know if you caught my comments about the militia being... I only seen it from a chud, something about 120,000 people applying for ICE positions in the last however many weeks. I wouldn't be surprised about that, but I don't know that number's true. I don't even know that it means anything, but Mary says, I hate Facebook, but I got a notification for something today. Turned out to be a guy that I went to school with and posted his pardon for. Holy fuck. So Mary got a notification from a old schoolmate that was pardoned for January 6th. Has a certificate and hat. I wasted so much time. So Mary, elaborate, sister. So he regrets storming the Capitol. Is that what you're saying? Mary says, a sister-in-law was so happy. I love cussing rants. Bill says, I got a notification from Truth Social, which I haven't been on in years, telling me U.S. is going into Gaza. Yeah, we are providing troops for security, I think. Yeah, Putin just said that. I think we will be, Bill, already 200 troops allegedly to help with administration aid in Israel side. Right, security, right. Peter says, the most disturbing videos I've seen in years are the ice hole video. I read that. Travis is in the house. What's up, Travis? Travis says, why we have to get rid of the ones that came here illegally and don't respect the laws. I don't know what you're talking about. Try to repost that in English, in coherent English, Travis. Travis then says they should have waited like the ones that wait to come legally. Take them years. They know they are in the wrong. Yes, Travis. Nobody's fucking disagreeing with you, dipshit. I don't have much patience tonight, young man. I'm begging you. Fucking level up your game a little bit or fuck off. All right? Nobody said anything at any time ever about we're okay with people coming here illegally, you dumb fuck. Have I been clear? Nobody on the left says, yeah, I'm all good with people fucking crossing the border in the middle of the night illegally. No one, Travis. No one. So yeah, you're absolutely right. They came illegally. Now what? Travis says that people should fucking mind our laws. People should mind our fucking border laws. Is that right, Travis? I think I got that right. You think that people should mind our border laws. I agree. Laws are important, Travis, right? Like habeas corpus? Jesus fucking Christ, you fucking moron. Which laws, Travis? Just the ones you want to fucking enact or think are important? Or is that the ones we should follow? Should the same laws pertain to Trump that pertain to Bolton or no? You're a fucking douchebag. You know that, dude? Yeah, I'm pissy. You're a fucking douchebag. And now you know it. I mean, that's what gets me worked up is the fucking extreme level of douchery that you display. What a fucking moron. How does it feel to be a fucking dipshit? How red is your face right now, Travis? You fucking idiot. Nobody on the left or anywhere has ever said, well, you know, maybe people coming here illegally in the middle of the night is okay. What a fucking moron. Mary says 3-year-olds brought here, married and have children, no other country. Right on. There has to be some sort of amnesty program. It has to be an individual case by case. Max says good members, people that break the law, sure, get rid of them. They're not ISIS targeting. They're not who ISIS targeting. Bill says it's good to know who hate you, and it's good to be hated by the right people. Johnny fucking Cash. What's the legal way, Travis? AZ says they went, AZ, welcome to the stream. All hell broke loose. They went after Sheriff Joe Arpaio. All the illegals in Arizona cleared the hell out and went to other states. Okay. And AZ's point is, Travis says, so you were complaining this hard last 20 years. What the fuck are you talking? Again, Travis, slow down. Make your posts make sense, or I'm going to stop reading them. So you were complaining this hard last 20. I don't know I'm guessing Travis is not American. He can't be. That's not a fucking translator issue. AZ says Trump wasn't in office in 2014. I don't recall anybody saying Trump was in office in 2014. Yeah, how do you know they're... Bill says, how do you know they're illegals, AZ? Yeah, that's the thing, too. It's like the fucking gotaways. How do you know they fucking got away if they got away? How do you know how many gotaways you got if they got away? If you were counting them as they were getting away, why did you let them get away? Mary asked Travis if they're here illegally, why are they being grabbed at their immigration hearings? Boom. Mary asked a really good fucking question. If they're here illegally, why are they being grabbed at their immigration hearings? Right in the courthouse. Why, Travis? Wouldn't them being illegal make them fugitives of the law, Travis? How can you be within the system and be a fugitive of the law? How can you be honoring, responding to, keeping your commitments for legal hearings if you're a fugitive of the law? Darlene says, TV Han says hello. Cheers to Han and John and John over there. Jeff and John on Han Solo's channel. Maybe we'll I'm gonna have to do another BRB in a minute, and I'll bring those guys up. We'll do a little Han and John music. Bill says, I'm fine with illegals coming in. I like them better than maggots, and they work hard. Right on, Bill. Bill, I had this Mexican, one of our head chefs when I was a youngster, John Luna. Sad story at the end of the day, but he had his son and daughter were bussers. He just came in one summer, had a lot of experience, but then brought his teenage son and daughter and his bussers. And we also had some, I'll bet you this kid that I'm speaking of now was here illegally. We had this kid, that young kid that could, who barely spoke English, right? And we hired him as a dishwasher, and just to, this is a fucking 300 slip marina right on the Grand River where we hosted powerboat races with. This is where I got to shake Chuck Norris's hand, cooked for him and his wife for the whole weekend. Melanie Griffith and Don, whatever the fuck his name is, back in the day. So it was a really huge deal, right? But we hired a lot of folks, and West Michigan is huge for immigration. Like I've told you guys many times, we have massive, massive fucking greenhouses and nurseries. So this kid was working, and one of our fellas says, Jesus Christ, man, that dude works his fucking ass off. And our chef, John Luna, says, you know why? And the kid says, why? Because he's Mexican. I'll never forget that, man. I was fucking 19 years old. I don't know why it stuck with me. The dude John was awesome. I'd have to, I don't remember, I'd have to think about any bad characters that I worked with. That was crazy. That was crazy living, you guys. That's fun stuff. Sorry to get on a nostalgia trip, but I'm telling you, man, Grant, my hometown in the summer, it's party central. It's like fucking mini LA. I'm telling you. I know anybody out west going to be like laughing at me going, calm down, TV, but it is. It's fucking crazy shit. Han is in the house. Cheers to you, my brother. Looks like AZ got timed out. Sad face, AZ. Bill says, Mac pretty much always felt that way. Borders seem to cause a lot of troubles, and I'm all for free universal travel for all humans anywheres. I can second that, Bill. I agree. We didn't choose to be born where we were. It's a fucking joke. Do we need some sort of order and stability and, non-chaos? Of course we do. but we didn't choose to be born. It makes me sick. Like, I feel like a lot of Trumpers, and not just Trumpers, I just feel like there's some fucking Americans, and it doesn't necessarily have to be white ones, that somehow feel entitled or privileged because their parents fucked and, you know, their mama spit them out here inside the borders of our country. It's like, you don't, I mean, the instant you take that mindset, you have zero appreciation or understanding about what it is to be an American. Bill says, holy shit, TV, I shook Chuck Norris's hand as well. Yeah, 1989, Bill. I don't know if Chuck was actually a pilot or what, but you could look it up. Grand Haven, Michigan. We hosted the powerboat races all the time. And so either Chuck Norris owned a boat and had a team, right, or something. But yeah, they were in town the whole weekend, and that's where they ate the whole weekend. So I got to cook for them. In fact, they had, I wish I could look up his name, big old fucking black fella. I mean, he was just fucking stacked. He was one of the main stars in Delta Force 2. He was Chuck's bodyguard, friend, but also an actor. And he came down in the kitchen on that Sunday night and fuck it, because we were slow. In fact, I think after a certain time, we might have only been open to the Chuck Norris posse. But yeah, that dude came down and talked to us in the kitchen for like fucking an hour. Seriously. It was fucking cool as hell. I'm not very easily starstruck. I mean, I'm still in awe of shaking Willie Nelson's hand and getting a chance to say hi to him. And I mean, come on. Having Willie Nelson say, thanks, fellas. I mean, how good is that? I tell you what, Darlene says Han Solo and TV2 would be a great combination. TV says, you swear more than me. Love it. We got to jam one of these days. I'd love it, dude. I will. I need to get down. So we're going to DC for the holidays this year, for around Christmas. I'm so fucking excited. Gonna go out there and see our middle boy. So proud of that kid. And we're going to get a chance. Me and Mrs. V are going to get a chance to make our very first visit to our nation's capital. We won't be able to spend as much time there as I want to, and it's going to be at the end of December. So, pray for, or whatever, fingers crossed for some decent weather. So then I got to get down to Florida, and I want to get out west. I have to get out west. I don't know if I'd be able to see everybody out there that I'd want to. I'd want to see Bill and Putin and Human and A-Golf for sure. And all the way up, just from from Southern California right up in Arizona, all the way up the coast to Han there in Seattle. That would be awesome. I don't know how many of these folks would actually agree to meeting with me. Maybe in a public place, that'd be all right. Peter, it's funny because in 1978, Walker Arena in Muskegon, Michigan, my mom, stepdad, and my stepbrother, who was a couple years older than me, I was 8 years old, took me to see Waylon and Willie at that arena, right? It never really struck me, and it still doesn't too much, just what an incredible opportunity it was to see Waylon and Willie together on stage, right? I mean, it's crazy. But unfortunately, I was 8 years old, and I only have just a couple like visual still shots of that. Like, I remember this stadium being filled with smoke. I remember it just being a really plain, boring stage with just like a stand-up piano, right? But Waylon and Willie. And Peter, the cool fucking thing is that 20 years later, and I don't know how close to the day, I roadied the Willie Nelson show at that same arena My buddy was a member of the Stagehands Union, and whenever they had a gig, they always needed extras, and so you could just go there, sign up, you get a paycheck for the night or whatever. It was always paid great, right? And they would keep you on the list. I roadied a few shows. I did Sesame Street Live, Willie Nelson, and I did Marilyn Manson. But he sat there, and so it was 20 years to the day, or not to the day, 20 years exactly, that from my first concert when I seen Willie Nelson to roadie in a show for him. And it was me, my buddy, and a Stagehand Union's manager standing in the back of the stage. And this was only my second show that I roadied, so I didn't understand what the norm was, right? Like Marilyn Manson was way different. And all of a sudden I hear the music end, and we're just standing there. And all of a sudden, two guys start come around the corner of the curtain, and it's Willie Nelson's one of them. So it was Willie Nelson and his stage manager, I guess. They walk down the stairs, and I look up, and Willie says, "Hey guys, thank you." And he waves at us, and I'm like, he stood outside. This was in January. He stood outside his bus and signed autographs until, I don't know, we left. We fucking loaded out the show and got in our cars and whatever, and Willie was still standing out there outside of his bus signing autographs and talking to people, and the line was long. 11:30 at night in the winter in West Michigan. Shit. AZ's still in here crying like a bitch. All right, I have to use the bathroom. Let me pull up Han's stream. Han probably already went live, so he probably doesn't have me in his ear anymore, but hang on. Oh, let me, this is a quick video. Let me play this video that Putin posted, though. I said I would. Hold on. Oh, this is a happy video that Putin sent me. Look at all these solar farms, you guys. This is the shit TV loves. I really do. And I'm not a fool. Let's watch this video. Maybe we can yap about some of this fucking something positive and the ups and downs and the fucking challenges of shit like renewable energy, lithium mining, those sorts of things, right? But keep in mind, if we don't fucking try, we don't advance and make it cleaner and cleaner and better and more efficient, right? So anyway.
When you're driving across this part of Inner Mongolia, you will see so many solar panels, and they actually have this tower here that you can come and see a 360 view. It's almost like the desert's been replaced by a black sea. This is called the Great Wall of Solar Panels because it stretches for almost 400 kilometers. It's insane distance. The average is 5 kilometers wide. And not only is this for generating energy, it's actually really good for the environment as well. So let's go down, take a closer look. I did not expect them to be this big. Look at all of this greenery below. So basically around here, it's so dry, it's so hot that it's difficult for the plants to grow, get any shade. But these solar panels provide lots of shade, so it keeps these out of the
that was a aspect I was not expecting at all.
sun. Very good idea. It's good for everybody. The environment, you get energy, lovely, clean, green energy here in the desert of Inner Mongolia.
Good stuff, Putin. Thanks for the share, my brother. How come? Why the fuck am I not? I gotta make sure subscribed. Or that I have all notifications on for Han Solo. Oh, he isn't. They aren't live, so they must not be doing a Thursday night gig. God damn it! I was ready to play some music for you guys. Why I did a BRB. Anyways, regardless, I have to do a BRB. How about a little, she said, with macaroni on bass. All right, I'll be right back, you guys. Hang tight like a motherfucker. Just in case, 'cause you know we'll always be friends. And I found what I was looking for all of this time. It was always right here in front of my eyes. Said I finally found it. She said I finally found it. She said I finally found what I was looking for. What I was looking for. She said I finally found it. She said I finally found it. Said I finally found what I was looking for. I was looking for. She looked at me and said we had fun. Now don't you ever call me again. I'll be around just in case. You know we'll always be friends. You and I've been down this road too many times. The answer's always been right here in front of my eyes. Said I finally found it. She said I finally found it. She said I finally found what I was looking for. She said I finally found it. She said I finally found it. Said I finally found what I was looking for. I was looking for. Sometimes I get all buzzed up and get in my feels, and I just fucking crank that goddamn tune until my ears bleed. I'm not even lying. I don't expect you guys or anybody else to love it as much as I do. Even though Mac, I'll tell you, man, before he was able to get that bass track down, we yapped a bit. Motherfucker really, one of the best compliments I've ever had in my life. I really like, again, I don't expect people to fucking appreciate my music the way I do. But from my perspective, that's one of the best goddamn songs I've ever written. And I'm not talking about vocal performance. It's just a goddamn good song. Let's hear it again. I'm just kidding. So, what the fuck was I gonna say? Yeah, that happens. Oh, that sucks, brain fart. Anyways, anywho, god damn it. Yeah, that's a bugger. There was something I really wanted to yap at you guys about. What a bugger. Oh well. Shit happens when you get old, and that less shit happens when you get old because you forget what the fuck you were wanting to do. Putin says, good jam. Thanks, brother. I do like that one. Fucking Mac, you know, like, I don't know how long I've known Mac. 9 years. About as long as I've known any of you folks, Mighty. And yeah, he that's like a highlight of my life, you guys. That's what you fucking folks mean to me. And I don't want to like sound all creepy or clingy, but like, I just love people. And, you know, some of the connections with some of you folks are, I don't know what to say. I don't want to be all mushy. It's just, I appreciate you folks. Like, I'm so thankful that I've gotten to meet so many, really fucking awesome, solid people that I click with, you know? And that's not to say that I haven't met a whole fuck ton more of really fucked up individuals, but, oh, I know what I was going to do. So I started, I started working on my King Tide artwork. Because I'm gonna do a King Tide stop motion animation. My plan is to put together me yapping with him, right? I'd love to do it live, but man, I could do that if I made it really quick, like 30 seconds or something. But I'd like to do like 5 minutes of me talking to Tide. So I'm just looking for the pictures. There we go. So I needed a fucking halfway decent image to start with. So I asked AI to create an image of conspiracy driven hippie chef from Boston that smokes and drinks. So this is what they gave me. This is, I think, pretty close to the original picture they gave me. And I've been working on a bunch of different facial expressions, and so I can make them talk to me and all that. But I don't know how long I messed with it. I started fucking around with the image and some art programs, and it took me about 20 minutes before I realized, because I started chopping up body parts so I could make them movable. He's got a cig in his mouth and a fucking joint in his hand. It was a mistake by the AI, but it's fucking funny. And I'm keeping it so the whole time Tide is going to have a fucking cig hanging out of his mouth and he's going to be fucking frailing his arms with a doobie in his hand. And I'm going to make him fucking smoking that joint. I'm going to make him bringing his hand up and taking a hit off that joint while he's got a cig hanging out of his mouth. All right. You guys will see eventually. It's probably going to take me a little bit of time. I have all kinds of Tide quotes that I'm probably going to use for the script or some of them, but I want to make it as funny as possible. Oh my God. It's going to be so tough to get my timing right because I got to pre-record his part and then do myself over top of him, right? I did it with Wile E. Coyote, and I can't. It's on a CD or DVD. Otherwise, I'd pull that up for you. I sang next to a green screen version of Speedy that I created. Oh my God, I sang the fucking Hee Haw song along with him. I can't believe it. I got that shit fucking together, but yeah, I need to do more of it. Yeah, Peter says he always enjoys the chatters. Many go back to the first Trump regime. Yeah, you do. Bill does. Macaroni and Putin. And, gosh, who else do we have here that's been around for a minute? James, of course. A-Bear, who we haven't seen. Even some of the fuck-ups like Bully. Yeah. A lot of long timers still around. It's so crazy too because after Mighty / Vina, Peter, you know Mighty is Vina Erickson, right? So even after he stopped streaming in 2022, I want to say, I did, or somewhere's around there. I didn't see him for a long time. It had to be, I don't know how long. It felt like forever because I love that dude. At least 6, 7 months. It felt like forever. Like it was a very long time. And then I don't know how I just, because of YouTube's algorithm, I guess they recommended the White House chat. And I went in there and there's Mighty chatting. And I'm like, holy shit, because I'd lost touch with a lot of you folks from when Mighty stopped stream. Even though I was streaming before Mighty stopped streaming, like I started doing CNN stuff at times, and right when he said, I love you guys, I'm done streaming, it's too much, I tried to start doing CNN streams, but I had no idea what the fuck I was doing, right? And then we had, so maybe it was early, maybe it was not 2022, maybe it was 2020. So, yeah, it must have been earlier than 2022. When I don't know when Mighty stopped streaming exactly. I want to say it was right around I felt like he mentioned it the other day. It was around the after the second impeachment trials. I know he wasn't streaming during like J6 hearings because I did those. Yeah, and Peter, the Curly crew, like Human Being, there's another one. He talks about Curly. And I don't know that I went over to Curly that often. Is Curly Juju Bot? Or am I getting that mixed up? See, I may not, that might have been like, I know Curly was streaming, the Curly person was streaming while Mighty was, but the only other ones I knew was JC. Right? Like she never streamed under her name. she always had some fucking alias that she would stream MSNBC on. But didn't Curly do maybe Curly mixed it up too. But and then there was always Wile E. Coyote streaming Fox, right? So yeah, JC and Curly and Wile E. Coyote and Mighty were basically the main like cable news network streamers on YouTube. See, Putin remembers Curly. I just must have not ever got over there. Well, I know for sure I didn't get over there very often. I'm sure I went there. What was again, you guys, what was Curly's channel name? Was it Curly? But like I was new to the whole fucking, like I was just coming off my fucking Facebook chat addiction, right? TV is a fucking late bloomer. I've had my YouTube channel since 2009, right? So I've had my YouTube channel for more than 16 years and YouTube's only been around for 20 years. But I didn't do anything with it for a long time. And then I got into, in like 2015, I started hanging out in space and science live chats. And all of a sudden one day somebody was talking politics and I fucking got in on that shit and bam, I was off. All of a sudden I came across Mighty's channel and I'm like, this is the coolest goddamn thing I've ever experienced on the internet. A bunch of fucking kick-ass people who aren't afraid to fucking drop F-bombs or run their mouth or tell how they feel right here in a chat live. This is good shit. And I was hooked. Yeah, no, I never did chat at Curly's. I don't even know that I ever would have went. I'm sure I must have went there because I know they were active. Like I've been familiar with the name for a long time. But yeah, like, well, you guys see how I am now. Like I'm a stubborn old habit mule, right? Like I fucking discovered Venus Stream and that was it. I didn't have much reason to go anywhere else. Peter says Curly did Flowers as different channels did Rachel and Lawrence, MSNBC. I remember Peter from the Vena days, and certainly either JC streams. I assume I met Peter on Mighty's Venus streams. It had to be because even though I would go to JC stream, like that's how I met fucking Nam and Kate Broom. Those were the first two people, in fact, to ever time me out on a chat, and it was one of JC's MSNBC streams. Those two were both moderators. And it's funny now, I've had Kate for a moderator for years. And we still see Nam every once in a great while he comes by. That's funny. Bill says, I cruise Google Maps a lot. I've been all over Glasgow lately as the sun is there. We talk history of where he's at. Putin says, I'm a fan of traveling that way myself. I do that shit too, you guys. I'll be watching documentaries and all of a sudden I'll have to fucking pull up a map of wherever they're talking about, right? Like lately, Putin, I don't know if you guys got a chance to watch any of those. The latest Nova documentaries on PBS with what's her name? God, I gotta remember her name. That host. I just watched one today. She was like in while she was at Gobekli Tepe and some other sites. Yeah, I still use Google Earth, Mary. I don't know why. Like I don't know why something happened where like it isn't the desired like Earth view type thing, or like I don't know. I still use Google Earth if I know I'm gonna spend more than 5 minutes searching around on maps, because I like to be able to get the street view. Even though maybe Google Maps does that, but it's not, something's different. Something else too about Google Earth is you can scan the surface of various other planets like the moon or Mars. It's kind of cool. Hoping to look or like in those fucking spots, you know. Like I don't know, man. I'm such a fucking have such an imagination, right? Like every once in a while, it's not like they got to be pretty good at it to catch me, but these folks will these videos be like, I was scanning Google Maps or Google Earth and found this blacked out anomaly on the map, so I decided to go there in person. I mean, back in the day, there was probably some shit that folks might find that that is no longer going to be seen on any sort of map like that. Honestly, I have to wonder about any sort of fucking leaked photographs or missed photographs from like the lunar surface, like anything that was ever eventually classified that slipped out in the early days. I don't know how much of it I believe. Not saying that they were, I don't know, man. It's just like, how does that shit happen? It is. It's a fucking. I think that's it. Mary says it's a big program. I think that's it, sister. Like it just, there's so much fucking to it, and it's neat. Like, I don't know. It'd be boring, I suppose, but I wonder like what kind of job you could have or hobby you could have that you would need some of the incredible tools that's in Google Earth, but that are so like narrow and specific. All right. I got to kill my camera a minute so I can fucking smoke some meth.
Static, so it's all like choppy. Do I need to turn it down? Is it like hella loud? Is the voice really loud? Super scratchy on the here, and I got the Mariners game on, and my PA is hooked up and it's got Bluetooth, so it's probably searching for a signal. I'm gonna shut it off. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm thinking it's affecting.
It's doing math. You
You
can hear it doing its math.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let me know if it gets better. And if anybody's watching the Mariners game, let me know. What's up, Sling? I was just watching you on TV. Hunted Coyotes, good to see you. Mama Shredder, really good to see you. Later, I have the pink cowboy hat, but I can't fit the headphones on when I wear it. So I'm wearing my electric hat. What's up, TV2? Very spirited TV2 tonight on his stream. Yeah, he was not in the mood for people, so.
Breathing some fire.
Yeah, you were spitting fire, dude. It was amazing. Yeah, this hat's cool, Mama. It's got an app, and you can change like all the crap you put on it. So, Jabone, what's up, Jabone? Chris, I'll pop the hat out. When Brody comes on, I'm taking the hat off, and we're spraying my hair with pink fucking hair coloring.
All right.
I'm doing that for Brody because he put on the pink. He didn't have to put pink pigtails. He just needed the pigtails. I don't know who said pink, but I'm game. I'm down. Let me get the hat.
These guys are so good, man. Just trust me. They enjoy. I can't imagine. These motherfuckers have been jamming together so long and are so tight and comfortable with each other. It's just got to be a blast. Right around my age.
I don't think you can see it. The lighting's all funky. Yeehaw! All right. Should I do it? Blame it all on my roots. I showed up in boots, ruined your black tie affair. The last one to know. It's the last one to show. I was the last one you thought you'd see there. Oh, I stole it from a tiny cowgirl. That's how I got the hat.
I see what it was. I was losing my head for a minute there.
Rusty Shackelford, what's going down, Rusty? Good to see you, Rusty.
I asked folks that were willing to participate in the poll, has Trump violated any laws by asking the DOJ to arrest his enemies? 79% of the 24 folks that participated said yes. 21% said no. We'll leave that poll going until the end of the stream.
Friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. And I'll be okay. Yeah, I'm not big on social graces. Think I'll slip on down to the oasis. Oh, I've got friends. Get it, Chris? In low places. How's that? Do I have to keep going or is that good? Garth Brooks, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Rusty. I know you're watching, Rusty. Are they coming back or are we still losing? Go get them, Ems. You know, Mama Shredder, I'll send you that hat for Brody if you want it. It'll go perfect with the pink little dress.
These guys come up with some fucking killer fucking just riffs, man. It's all rock and roll. It's just about those three right chords, man. It's up to you what chords, I guess. Just gotta let it go, right?
Alright, I can't do a fill because my right stick is broke. And it's a big splinter, so I gotta figure out how to do it.
God damn it, Han. I understand, trust me. I know well how many, like, a drummer, it's expensive to be a drummer. Get another fucking stick, for fuck's sake. All right. We'll listen in on those guys. We'll keep them up on my screen. And we'll listen in. Bill says 27 miles of barbed wire. That is tight, TV. Is that a song, brother? I'm missing the reference. Was that maybe what they were playing, or am I missing it? Is Putin looking for a landscape guy? I'd have to charge you a couple extra bucks for the commute. Yeah, they really are tight, Mac. I mean, plus, Jeff, the drummer, Han Solo, he is a humble dude. I'm telling you, like, they do, like, he has triggers, too. So, like, they're in Seattle. I've seen pictures of his house. It's like it's a massive house, right? Single family dwelling. It might be, I don't think it's apartments, but he's mentioned, but they're right on top of each other, these big ass houses, right? So, his neighbors have complained, even though, again, they're 3 hours earlier than us. So it's, 10 to 8 there. And they're in the basement, but they have everything fucking, and every once in a while they have a bass player that comes in and jams with them too, or a couple different bass players that sit in once in a while. But these two for sure are tight as fuck. But everything goes through a board. Like, I'm really impressed with, even though it's a little bit noisy, still everything, and they're playing out loud right now. I can't tell if John doesn't have headphones on. I don't think. He might have earbuds in. I don't know. It doesn't look like he. Yeah, well, you can see how Jeff has everything mic'd, and I can't really tell, but it looks like there could be triggers on those drums. So they're able to play quietly with headphones, and that would be a trip. I've never done that, only with when I've been in a recording studio. But every time I was in a recording studio, which was, I don't know, 4 or 5 times, and we only printed once, and unfortunately, the last time we were in, I would have loved to have that shit printed, though my old guitar player and partner still has the ADATs. that was the only time I ever played with like the whole band in my ears, right? Through headphones while I was playing along. They weren't playing. And I've done that, and I do that now practicing, like with my own music and with covers, I guess. Not very often, but if I'm sitting here writing and recording late at night, everything's coming through headphones. But it would be odd, like, I paid more attention to that shit recently with watching, like, Coachella and these different huge festivals. It's like everybody's fucking has headphones. Everything's in a monitor. And I guess it probably wouldn't be that weird. Like, I'd probably get used to it within a few minutes. The first time ever having to fucking do it, no matter how big of a show you were playing, right? In fact, I'm guessing it would be cool as fuck, because you could say, hey, I need a little more drums in my ear, or I need a little more of the bass, or I need a little more of myself, or a little less of myself. Yeah. So that's how they do it. When I do live music streams, I have everything coming through my main speakers. I am set up to be able to do, I could do everything with headphones on, so it wouldn't be coming through my mains, but yeah, but still the mix you guys are getting is all through the PA. It's not like it's just open mic on my main speakers, nor would these guys, but cool stuff. I love music. I know I didn't invent anything or do anything special, but it took me a solid year after getting my PA system to figure out how to stream live music with using a PA system, 2 computers, right? It was a challenge. Oh, did I? Did he give me a fucking shout out? He's a good guy, man. Putin, how cool would it be to fucking... He was in Michigan too a couple months ago, but he was on the east side of the state. Like, he travels for work. I think he works for some sort of food distribution or food, like a major, a big chain or something. But they're cool guys. I've been watching them for, I don't know, probably almost 2 years now. And he's just so late. He's just very fucking down to earth, dude. But it'd be fucking badass to fucking ever make it to Seattle for sure and go hang out with those guys. That'd be neat as hell.
Arnold, get to the chopper. Get to the chopper now. You must go get... Yes, folks. Food was on TV2 Live's channel. Make sure you go check out TV2 Live for all your fantastic political debates. He's a very spirited gentleman. I love me some TV2. I still think he should run for local office. Go get him, TV.
Thanks, Han. I appreciate you, brother. We're all in this shit together. We're all in this shit together, and we need channels like Han Solo, and we need the fucking solar video clips and the elephant videos and the fucking nature documentaries. You know, it helps us. It does help with empathy a little bit, like understanding the journey of the Neanderthal when dealing with Trumpers. All right, I'm struggling now. That's all right. You guys have wasted another perfectly good 3 hours that you're never going to get back, but I appreciate you. Mrs. V appreciates you. She thanks you for keeping me distracted, and streaming for me is like the necessary task of taking your Roscoe for a walk. We'll keep an eye on the government shutdown. Spend 15 days, 22 hours, and 56 minutes. We have 382 days, 2 hours, and 3 minutes until the midterm elections. We'll keep an eye on the Trump police state. We'll keep an eye on Trump's weaponization of the government. I do have top notes. However, if I write down, if I have 4 or 5 things on my list that I need to pay attention to, you can bet that at least 2 of them will get paid attention to, so that's good. To me, that's success. Because it's better than not getting to any of them. I'm real interested in hearing from and seeing how Pam Bondi handles all of this. So, and I have a lot more work to do on finding out exactly. Right now, it looks like Trump isn't in direct violation of any laws by publicly demanding, ordering Bondi to arrest anybody that's investigated his family. So, but Trump's statement, though, I guess that kept coming up today in the news was, I don't need to wait or rely or depend on the Department of Justice. He said he is the top law enforcement official in the country, and so however he put it, it was that he has fined people, taking care of that, but ultimately he really doesn't have to wait for them to take action. Suggesting that he could do somehow bring charges on these folks himself, which we all know is bullshit. But I don't know. I guess I didn't go off on it at all, so why not end the stream with, again, my concern is the 80 million people that seem to be okay with completely fucking pitching out their own fucking freedoms, rights, a really good run that America has had, and, you know, throwing out the possibility of continuing on and seeing what amazing shit we can help lead and do in this world. And I don't want to sound like some sort of fucking super utopian flake, but you don't fucking do better if you don't try to do better. Doesn't fucking matter how outrageous or grandiose your goals are. Mine are pretty grandiose. I'm a fucking artist. I have quite the imagination. It doesn't fucking harm anything. As long as you have some sort of goal of doing better, then you can do better. If you don't fucking try, or if you don't give a shit about doing better or improving things, or if you're delusional about what kind of changes will improve your fucking life, then we don't need you. We don't need you. I don't know what to say. I don't believe in laws or just locking up people because they're fucking stupid, but it has to be managed. The people, I mean, it's whatever. This is a threat. If these people are a threat to our country, Trump is without a doubt, you know, committing kleptocracy every fucking day. And there's only one goal for someone to do that. There's only one reason someone would do that, and we know what that is. So, No Kings protest, march, demonstration on Saturday, this coming Saturday, you guys, October 18th. I'll be at it all goddamn day. You may see me tomorrow night anyways, but I will see you for sure Saturday, or I hope to see you guys Saturday. I'll be up and live. And 2,200 events scheduled around the country, at least 2,200 separate, individually organized events. So, you know, do what you can. I know you guys don't see me out there, and I'm always pushing for folks to go out and protest. If it comes down to it, or when I need to get out in the streets, shit's going to already be a fucking goddamn mess, right? So right now, people love these kinds of streams. I know the folks, many folks on the ground, because I've talked to many of them personally on the ground that do streams, appreciate restreamers, because we know folks like to get a few different views of what's going on. So I appreciate you folks. Look at that. Tupelo says, keep fighting the good fight. Thank you. I appreciate the support. I appreciate your time, but thank you so much for the donation. All right, you guys, be good. I will see you when I see you. Peace and love. TV2 out like a motherfucker.
Anything. I don't want to do anything. Well, I've got my live, contentment. Well, I've got my live, contentment. Well, I've got mine, that's contentment. What do you got?